Trump asked all the patriots to show up. So I did.
To my channel. These news clippings that I put together are in no certain order. It's just to show you who's been arrested and or fired so far. Number 1.
Proud Boys Hawaii founder Nick Ox, according to his own Twitter photo, where he posted, "Hello from the Capitol, LOL." In a criminal complaint and warrant for Ox arrest, a federal agent cited the Twitter post. Other images of Ox seen on national television, and Ox's own interview with CNN talking about being in the Capitol. Ox founded the Hawaii chapter of Proud Boys, which the FBI says has been, quote, calling for action over false claims that President Trump lost the election due to widespread voter fraud. The federal agent wrote in his affidavit that he positively identified Ox by matching social media images to Ox's 2020 Republican Party candidate photo from when Ox ran for Hawaii State House District 22. Ox lost that election.
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Come on now. Hey, honey.
Won't be coming back into DC no more. No, come back into DC.
Yeah, you got 6 months. My guys could come back.
Straight.
That's not. Shut up, lady. You're a patriot. We love you. God bless you. Thank you so much for everything you do.
Thank you for all your. Thank you for your. I have to go to D1.
We don't want you walking by yourself.
Where do you go from here, sir?
I gotta go pick up my stuff, and I'm gonna get something to eat.
And where's your stuff?
I have no idea yet. Okay.
And how are you getting a ride out of DC, sir?
What do you say to the supporters? What do you say to your supporters?
That I love them. Thank you for supporting me, and thank you for your continuous support. And we're gonna keep pressing forward for this election, for the tyranny, for picking me up. Just exactly like they did with Roger Stone. They picked me up with like 7 patrol cars for a misdemeanor. They shut down the entire bridge, pulled me out of the car at gunpoint for a misdemeanor. So we're gonna keep fighting.
How are you gonna get out of here?
I don't need to be in DC to keep the fight going. I won't.
We love you. Proud Boys, we're proud of you. Freedom. Freedom. Patriots.
Number 2.
Here is a past mug of Michael Curzio. According to online court records, he was convicted of attempted first-degree murder in 2013 and served 8 years in prison. He was released in February of 2019, and he is among those charged with unlawful entry yesterday at the Capitol. On his Facebook page, Michael Curzio posted this morning, "On our way back home, plus I got arrested yesterday. Our point was made yesterday. I have no regrets for anything."
We're getting ready to go march.
Throughout the morning, the Marion County resident posted videos on his Facebook page leading up to the rally where President Trump spoke.
If anything happens, we get arrested or killed, just know, man, I love y'all and I did what I believed in.
Number 3.
Shows that the man seen carrying a lectern through the U.S. Capitol during a riot Wednesday has been arrested. The man smiling and waving at the camera has been identified as 36-year-old Adam Johnson of Parish in Manatee County. Johnson is married to a local physician and is a father of 5. The arrest report says Johnson was booked in the Pinellas County Jail around 9 p.m. Friday. He remains there on a U.S. Marshal warrant. The photograph from Wednesday shows Johnson in a red, white, and blue Trump beanie carrying what is believed to be the lectern of the U.S. Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi.
Number 4.
Jenna Ryan of Frisco, a real estate broker and talk show host, posted among other pictures this one outside the Capitol. The caption reads, "Window at the Capitol, and if the news doesn't stop lying about us, we're going to come after their studios next." I reached out to Ryan about the backlash she's receiving now, and she responded in a statement saying, "It was a peaceful protest. We exercised our right to free speech and peaceful protest. There was no violence. I did not break any window. I just posed by the window because I was taking photos all over DC all day. I did not go into the Capitol."
Number 5.
To dozens of others who they believe are connected to the unrest. 7 North Carolinians are on their list, all of them arrested Wednesday. We've reached out to several of them. 3 we believe are from Charlotte, Concord, and Monroe. Then there's 40-year-old Earl Glosser. Court records confirm he lives in Matthews. Metro Police said they arrested Glosser for a curfew violation and unlawful entry near the Capitol. 42-year-old Lance Grames for a curfew violation and unlawful entry near the Capitol, too. 33-year-old Tim Scarborough for a curfew violation. 27-year-old James Smalley for a curfew violation as well. 46-year-old Jay Thaxton also for a curfew violation, as well as 23-year-old Michael Jones. And 45-year-old Jere Brower for a curfew violation and unlawful entry near the Capitol.
Number 6.
We did break down the Nancy Pelosi's office door.
That's Midland resident and once mayoral candidate Jenny Cudd.
Number 7.
A West Virginia state legislator who recorded himself storming the Capitol this week has been arrested and faces criminal charges.
Trump! Trump! The door's cracked. Yes! We're going in. Easy, easy. They're in. Hang in there. I am. It's not. I'm not going anywhere. This guy's got a police officer right thing. I can't move either direction. Move!
Number 8.
Charged this man. This is the guy who broke into Speaker Pelosi's office, made himself comfortable, popped his feet up on the desk. These are just some of the charges that have been handed down in connection to the deadly siege that left multiple people dead, including a U.S. Capitol Police officer.
I didn't steal it. I'll put a quarter on her desk, even though she ain't worth it.
Number 9.
The school district has also confirmed that an educator by the name of Christine Priola submitted her resignation this morning. Today we went to speak with Priola, but she did not answer the door. Priola has worked for the district as an occupational therapist since 2000. Online accusations say she is the woman seen here in this picture taken Wednesday inside the Senate chambers.
Number 10.
Jake Angeli, Capitol rioter in horned helmet, arrested by feds. Federal agents have arrested the rioter seen wearing a horned headdress and holding a spear during Wednesday's rampage through the Capitol. Arizona resident Jacob Anthony Chansley, 33, also known as Jake Angeli, was busted Saturday, officials announced. Chansley, who looked like an extra from Conan the Barbarian, was identified as the man seen in media coverage who entered the Capitol building dressed in horns, a bearskin headdress, red, white and blue face paint, shirtless, and tan pants, Justice Department officials said in a statement. This individual carried a spear, approximately 6 feet in length, with an American flag tied just below the blade, the feds added. Chansley, who appears in footage from Wednesday's chaos standing on the dais in the Senate chamber, was charged with knowingly entering or remaining in any restricted building or grounds without lawful authority, and with violent entry and disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds. The fact that we had a bunch of our traitors in office hunker down, put on their gas masks and retreat into their underground bunker, I consider that a win, Chansley told NBC News after the riot.
Number 11.
There's a curfew. You're under arrest. David Fitzgerald from suburban Roselle live streamed his day in D.C., even his arrest, booked for breaking the 6 p.m. curfew, and he was on federal property.
Unfortunately, I got arrested. Like, okay, yeah, I was guilty of curfew violation. Okay, I'm a sinner, you know?
Fitzgerald says he didn't go inside the Capitol, but he was a couple hundred feet away from the violent chaos.
We could see the Capitol, and we're like, are people climbing that? And they were. I know what happened. I saw people in there. That's not good. We even had some people died. I'm like, what?
Do you have any regrets about the whole thing? And why not?
What would I regret?
Number 12.
That at least one person from Massachusetts, a 33-year-old named David Ross, was arrested during yesterday's violence in Washington. D.C.'s Metropolitan Police charged Ross with unlawful entry and violation of the city's curfew.
Number 13.
Identified as Christopher Alberts, who who apparently was arrested yesterday approximately 7:30 p.m. In the course of clearing the Capitol. When they made this arrest, this individual apparently had, as you said, a handgun on him, a black Taurus handgun, as well as a bulletproof vest, 12 rounds of ammo, and a bullet in the chamber. So that was one of the individuals that was arrested, slow leaving the scene, according to the court documents. Last night, another individual was also arrested for repeatedly punching an officer with a closed fist, according to the statement of facts in that criminal complaint. Side is Mark Leffingwell. He's been charged with trespassing, assaulting a federal law enforcement officer, and violent entry and disorderly conduct on Capitol ground.
Number 14.
I don't know a word to use. It was just so disgusting. Andrew Hanselman lives in Wyoming. His stepson, Logan Grimes, was one of the people arrested outside of the Capitol by D.C. police. It's beyond belief. It's beyond belief. Grimes is charged with carrying a pistol without a license, possession of a large capacity ammunition feeding device, and possession of unregistered ammunition. His stepdad first learned of Grimes' arrest from me. I do not take this lightly, but I ask and implore Vice President Pence to gather the cabinet and discuss invoking the 25th Amendment for this president.
Number 15.
Trump told everybody, he said, go over to the Capitol, let them hear your voice.
Leonard Guthrie says he did just that yesterday, along with going up the back steps of the U.S. Capitol and crossing a police line, which led to his arrest.
It was civil disobedience.
Capitol Police charged Guthrie with unlawful entry. The husband and father got home overnight, but not before his car collided with a deer on the trip back.
Number 16.
When reached by phone, Nancy Sweet was still upset.
All his friends were saying good luck, take care, be careful, and that sort of thing.
She says she knew her son, 58-year-old Douglas Sweet, was going to Washington, D.C. Wednesday and knew that he was a big supporter of President Donald Trump. But to hear he may be among those who broke into the Capitol building, causing damage and disarray, she told me that is not the son she raised.
No, absolutely not. He's a good person. I think he's just under the spell of Trump.
Trump asked all the patriots to show up. So I did.
Number 17.
I just got in the Capitol building. I was the first one. I hopped down into the chamber, and I was the first one to sit. And Nancy Pelosi, she's a traitor. She's treasonous.
Local man Josiah Colt appearing in a video on social media, admitting to being among those who breached the U.S. Capitol building Wednesday. It was later revealed he actually sat in a seat reserved for Vice President Mike Pence.
I don't know what to do. I'm in downtown D.C. I'm all over the news now.
Colt did not post any videos taken inside the Capitol, but a Huffington Post reporter captured photos that appear to show Colt inside the Capitol.
Number 18.
Ashamed of her actions.
Crystal Garcia found out her mother was arrested from a Facebook post.
She doesn't just represent herself. She represents me, she represents my sister, my brother, all of us.
Marsha Murphy went to Washington, D.C. to support the president.
All right, so I've been arrested.
She posted this Facebook Live while in handcuffs. That support turned into a riot. Marsha ended up in a D.C. jail. Marsha Murphy used to live in Arizona, recently moved to Oklahoma to run an ammunition business. Murphy's been in trouble with the law before. She was arrested in 2002 at a Peoria bar. According to court documents, Murphy assaulted an officer after refusing to leave the bar. She pled no contest and got 2 years probation. She got the charge wiped from her record when her probation was over. According to D.C. police, Murphy was on the Capitol Mall Wednesday after the city's curfew went into effect.
She said she was going to stay in the hotel room. She wasn't going to leave.
Was arrested at the Capitol with a second Arizonan, Joshua Knowles, a pool repairman from Gilbert. Knowles was arrested in Chandler in 2009 for trying to sell an undercover cop prescription drugs. According to court paperwork, Chandler PD set up an undercover sting. Knowles said he would sell the cop 5,000 tablets of a muscle relaxant called Soma for $10,000. He spent 18 months in prison. We could not reach Knowles or his relatives for comment. Murphy and Knowles were both charged with curfew violations and trespassing.
They're just not giving them the best example.
Number 19.
Former Republican State Rep Rick Saccone of Elizabeth was among the crowd at the Capitol today. He posted video on Facebook with the caption, quote, "We are storming the Capitol. Our vanguard has broken through the barricades. We will save this nation. Are you with me?" End quote. Saccone lost a congressional race to Connor Lamb. Here is part of that video message.
Storming the Capitol, they broke down the gates. They're macing them up there. We're trying to run out all the evil people in there and all the rhinos that have betrayed our president. We're going to run them out of their offices.
Number 20.
I mean, it was great to see a whole bunch of people together in the morning and hear the speeches, but yeah, it turned into chaos.
Brad Ruxtalis back home tonight in his upscale, quiet, suburban Inverness home. A drastic contrast to the chaos he chose to participate in just a day ago. The tech CEO was arrested in D.C. as supporters of President Trump turned violent and stormed the Capitol.
I had nothing to do with charging anybody or anything or any of that. I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. The same.
Were you inside the Capitol?
I was.
Ruxtalis is the CEO of the suburban company Cogencia. Online campaign contributions show he's donated more than $28,000 to Republican causes, including $12 grand to President Trump through various committees. Why did you go inside?
Brad Ruxtalis, as an employee of Cogencia, was acting as an individual during his arrest. Nothing related to Cogencia. We're currently taking the situation seriously, and we're working with our attorneys, and we're investigating it. And he's currently on an indefinite leave of absence from the company.
Number 21.
No charges have been filed yet against Chicago real estate agent Libby Andrews, who posted a selfie saying, quote, she stormed the Capitol. Today, her employer, At Properties, fired her. At Properties released this statement. At Properties has received a tremendous amount of outreach over the past several hours, making us aware of the actions of one of our agents, who acknowledged on social media that she, quote, stormed the Capitol yesterday in Washington, D.C. At Properties unequivocally condemns these actions, and the company has severed ties with this agent, effective immediately.
Number 22.
Matthew Staley from Commerce Township and Sean Floyd from Redford say they got arrested around 8:45 Wednesday night after they left their hotel.
Number 23.
Pointing to a sign for Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi and wearing a Trump hat, a spokesperson for the Sanford Fire Department confirmed to News 6 this photo is of Sanford firefighter and paramedic Andrew Williams. He was apparently among the mob that violently forced their way into the United States Capitol Wednesday afternoon. The spokesperson tells News 6 Williams has been with the Sanford Fire Department since 2016.
Number 24.
The New York City man who joined a mob that breached the U.S. Capitol was seen leaving his home Friday, for the first time since he was revealed to be the son of a prominent Brooklyn judge. Aaron Mostovsky, who sported a wacky fur costume inside the breached building as he griped about a stolen election, was caught on camera leaving his home while carrying a suit on a hanger and a plastic bag. Mostovsky, the son of Brooklyn Supreme Court Judge Shlomo Mostovsky, a well-known figure in the Orthodox Jewish community, was apparently still a free man Friday afternoon, as other protesters who stormed the building were arrested. On Wednesday, Mostovsky breached the building with the mob, telling the Post, "We were cheated. I don't think 75 million people voted for Trump. I think it was close to 85 million."
Number 25.
A Texas attorney who has now apparently been fired from his job. Social media posts identified the man as Paul Davis, who was an associate general counsel, to our understanding, at Goosehead Insurance, a company based in Westlake. Davis posted an Instagram video saying that he was right outside the Capitol building and he had just been tear gassed. Well, today Goosehead Insurance posted on Twitter that Mr. Davis is no longer an employee of that company.
Number 26.
This morning, the Des Moines man seen in the deadly riots at the U.S. Capitol has been booked into the Polk County Jail. 41-year-old Doug Jensen is being held there for now. He is one of several people wanted by the FBI in connection to Wednesday's riot. Forrest and Associate Masonry in Des Moines says Jensen no longer has a job there. He was seen in videos and photos inside the Capitol building with rioters.
Number 27.
We actually have new information on Kaufman tonight. Today, the Department of Justice announced he is one of 13 people being charged in federal court following the riot. Investigators say he had 11 Molotov cocktail explosives and guns in his car. He was also charged with carrying a gun without a license and having an unregistered gun. His detention hearing is scheduled for Tuesday.
Number 28.
His name is Cleveland Meredith Jr. According to the FBI, he's arrested and charged with, quote, making interstate threats to Speaker Nancy Pelosi. According to court documents obtained by our news partner CNN, Meredith allegedly sent text messages threatening to cause physical harm to House Speaker Pelosi. CNN states that FBI agents found 3 guns after searching through his belongings Wednesday.
Number 29.
A Maryland printing company has fired one of its employees and contacted the FBI after learning he was a member of the mob that broke into the U.S. Capitol building on Wednesday, a fairly easy discovery since the man wore his work ID badge during the well-photographed attempt to derail Congress's certification of President-elect Joe Biden's victory. Any employee demonstrating dangerous conduct that endangers the health and safety of others will no longer have an employment opportunity, Navistar wrote on Facebook.
And last but not least, number 30.
Larry Rendell Brock Jr., an Air Force Academy graduate and combat veteran from Texas, was seen in photos and videos roaming around the Capitol and even breaking into House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's office. 53-year-old father of 3 added he wore tactical gear because he wanted to protect himself from Black Lives Matter and Antifa. As for the zip ties, Brock claimed he found them on the floor. "I wish I had not picked those up," he told the outlet. "My thought process there was I would pick them up and give them to an officer when I see one. I didn't do that because I had put them in my coat, and I honestly forgot about them." Brock, who lives in a suburb of Dallas, denied that he went inside Pelosi's office, but ITV News footage disputes his claim, showing him emerging from the suite.
Go home! Tell people to go home! I'm not hurting you.